Hello and welcome to your meditation. So I'm going to do a bit of a preamble to explain why I'm in this room. The lighting isn't the best, the microphone's not that best, but hey, I'll get meditation in tonight. So I had a funny day. Typically on weekends, I try not to work too much. If I have work, I'll kind of clump it together into a couple hours of work. And so I had planned to go to my office, do a couple hours of work this afternoon, and had all these things kind of on the agenda that I wanted to do, and I was super excited. I was going to do some videos for the Body Mind Soul class. I was just really jazzed up and excited. And about an hour or two prior to that, my son had taken his electric bike and gone biking with his friends. And as soon as I got to the office, had made dinner prior, checked into intuition, said make dinner prior to go to the office. So I said sure. So 45 minutes went to making dinner. Went to the office. As soon as basically went to the office, put my bag down, started taking my computer out of my laptop bag to start the meditation recording. My son called and said his his electric bike was almost out of power. He was going to be like a number of kilometers, like pretty far from home. Is there any way one of us could pick him up, namely my husband? And this weekend we're boarding some dogs for my husband's business, and the one dog that we have is very whiny. So if an adult isn't here, he gets very sad. So fold everything back up, brought it home, and my home really isn't set up yet to do a lot of recordings, just the way the audio visual mics is, as you can tell when I record from home. Um, so I was actually quite upset. Biggest emotion was anger, which is really ironic because in the stuff I was going to teach for Body, Mind, Soul, which is these videos that go on the back page, I was going to be teaching about the emotional guidance system. So it was actually super funny. So what we're going to be teaching today is the idea of having an emotion. We call them negative and positive emotions. Now, negative is not bad and positive isn't good. All negative does is it turns inward and positive turns outward. That's it. Okay, negative turned in. And that's what happened to me as I turned in. And I went through frustration, annoyance, irritation, anger at who, at what. And that was one piece. The second piece that I was going to teach tonight was an emotion is never because of a circumstance. An emotion is because the thought you're thinking is different than your spirit. So it's ironic that all this happened tonight. And the third thing I was going to teach was the idea in order to heal an emotion is to hold love for it. Now that sounds really hard. When you're in anger or fear, how do you hold love? You hold space. One of the best things about doing this type of work or meditating is that you get to be a master at holding space. Holding space is sitting across from somebody quietly, with expansion, without speaking, without thought, and just holding. So tonight's meditation, we're going to teach two different things. The second one is how to hold space for yourself when you're in an inwardly focused emotion. And the second one is so remember, an emotion is never responding to the circumstance. So I was frustrated, annoyed, angry. And I could say I was frustrated, annoyed, angry that I wasn't able to record my videos. But that's not why I was angry. There's another anger is because my mind is thinking something different than my spirit. So in the first part of the meditation, we're going to sit with one of your emotions, whether it be anger, fear, or sadness, and see what your spirit wants to say. So don't close your eyes. Gotta laugh. With your eyes closed, just breathe in and out. Belly rises and belly falls. With your eyes closed, drift your eyelids downwards. Allow your breath to get deeper. Notice that your breath can get slower. Inhale slowly down your eyes. Exhale, slowly belly falls. Inhale, slowly belly lift. Exhale, slowly belly falls. Keeping a rhythm of breath, slow and easy, calm and relaxed, and quiet. Let's divide this meditation into three parts. Part 1 and part 3 are going to be called holding space. So imagine now that you're sitting in front of a friend of yours. This friend, you're connected to them, ideally more of an acquaintance, but you're not wrapped in their story. They're telling your story. Really just with your eyes closed and your breath moving. You can sit back, hold space, keep quiet, not think. Observe your acquaintance and simply, rhythmically breathe. Breath enter, breath exit. Don't thought, don't worry. The holding an extension of space for your acquaintance. And breathe. The easier and more we can hold space for another, the easier it can be when we're going through a negative spinward emotion that's turning inwards and hold space for our own. It's a practice. That was part 1 of the meditation. Part 2 of the meditation was a little bit deeper. I would love you to think of a thought, an emotion that doesn't feel good. Remember, your emotion is never a response to the circumstance. Your emotion is because your mind has a thought. A negative emotion because your mind has a thought that's different than your spirit. So you know what the emotion is. Maybe it's some anger or some fear or some sadness. Sit back. What does your mind say about this topic? Imagine yourself writing it out on a piece of paper and you're breathing. The best thing about a negative emotion is a very strong messenger for persistent perception, a persistent thought. So like a sword in your side, but it's opposite spirit. The negative emotion is simply that, a persistent perception that is an opposition of the divine. Okay. Maybe think in your mind what those thoughts are that don't feel so good. Imagine yourself writing it down. And leave them for a few minutes and breathe. Now imagine the divine picking up the pen. Spirit, your intuition, your God self is giving you a message that is different than your mind. You get to listen to the message from Spirit. And breathe. As you receive this message, you'll find and we'll take the tension of that emotion will dissipate. Sometimes you see that through journaling, to be present, and if you're sitting still. The meditation is definitely part of it. Let's go to the third part of this meditation. when we're in the skin of any quote unquote negative emotion, it can really overwhelm our bodies. Go from 0 to 100 in a heartbeat. In the last bit of meditation, I want you to imagine, sense, see, or feel you're in a heightened emotion of anger or fear or sadness or despair. I want you to hold space for yourself. And notice, like we did the first one, the first and second exercise go hand in hand. As you hold space for yourself, despite this motion, this is like giving yourself love despite the anger or the fear or sadness. You're creating a passageway for you to be open to what the divine thinks or feels about the same situation. Take a few more slow deep breaths. Now, this practice of holding space when in an emotional swirl is not always easy. Only two things I want to leave you with as we wrap tonight. Number one, your emotion is never responding to a circumstance. It's always a thought that's in opposition to spirit. That's it. Negative emotion is a massive gift. It's true. The last thing I want to leave you with is this concept of holding space. You're learning how to love those parts of you. They're afraid. They're lots of anger. They're lots of worry. They're lots of sadness. When we hold space for ourselves, that's where powerful transformation can occur. Enjoy this practice. What a funny day. Namaste.